Hey, this is Hardline Destructoid's video game podcast. My name is Jordan DeVore. That is Steven Hansen with a lovely cat.
I'm holding him so he stops meowing.
I don't. Does that work though?
Has he meowed since I
So
picked him
here
up?
it's okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. And then that's hey Brett. Hi Brett.
Hey,
He
Hello.
I don't.
doesn't have a cat.
I have a stray kitty, Freddie Perkery. You may have seen him on the Destructoid
He's a
channel.
friend of the show.
Um, but I don't have him with me because he's a stray, so he's not allowed in the house. Actually, he's my
Well,
friend's stray,
you
and
say
I
he's not allowed in the house, and yet he's in. He's been in your house. So
so I just let stray cats into my friends' houses. Like I'm not even kidding. I did that. I just let stray cats into his house. Yeah,
you sound like a bad person to live with.
I wouldn't let a stray cat into my house. Only
Why
other
not?
people's houses.
What's the fear?
They could
Fleas?
pee. They could pee everywhere. They could
That's
shred
true.
up my. They could shred up my television with their claws.
They could steal his jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, eat your lasagna. There's a lot of reasons. Yeah, I think I agree with this ban. We can talk about video games if we want. Do we want to? Let's-
I actually wanted to talk about Garfield without Garfield comments or comics. Have you seen those? Or
Garfield
Yeah.
minus Garfield.
yeah,
yes.
that's what it's called. Just John Arbuckle being crazy. Those were brilliant.
Can we do like a video game equivalent of that? I haven't thought of one, but that there might be something there. We'll
Steven?
we'll we'll sit on that. Steven's pondering. I'm not expecting you to come up with one now.
We'll table that
Table it. Shelf it.
Oh, good business term.
or business lingo.
Okay, so Just Cause 3 got announced. That's the one news item I care about this week. I don't know if you've played the game, Just Cause 2, but that was pretty good, especially since you can get it for like $3 on Steam.
Some people
Uh,
were concerned that it wasn't going to be Rico again, but apparently he's just really older, and that's why it looks like a different person.
what? I'm looking. So we have like so Game Informer has the exclusive on all this stuff as always.
As they do.
And there's like a single. It's not even a screenshot. It's like an artist rendering of their. I guess that's their cover. He doesn't look. He looks kind of the same, unless I'm remembering wrong. And he doesn't really look old to me.
I don't know, a
I
bunch
don't
of
get
people
it.
were just like,
I
oh
don't get
man,
it.
this sucks. This isn't going to be the same without Rico. And then,
Frankly,
people,
I would prefer it if he were a grandpa and he's doing his grappling hook stuff and his parachutes and
yeah, do it like the old man Assassin's Creed 2 thing, or whatever the
Then at,
hell it was.
and then at the end of the game, you find out that they were all just. He's been in a retirement home the entire time. And it was all just like these delusions of his, and now we're back to the Garfield minus Garfield idea.
We need more old men in games, I think.
Yeah,
we need more old men. We need more fat men.
Yeah.
but if we're gonna
Underrepresented.
if we're gonna have old men, I feel like we should have
I mean, probably the
old
ones,
men,
women too.
old men that are like commensurate with
But
their abilities, not just old men that can still do the sprightly young man stuff like Ezio could. Like
honestly, though, you got to take into consideration old man strength.
It's true.
That's got to come into play.
Steve Smith Sr., Sylvester Stallone. Come on, man.
old men that grew up farmers' strength.
Wake up at 5 a.m. That's sleeping in for them. Uh, do you guys like Just Cause?
Yeah, they're
I've
fun.
I've never played them. I've heard Just Cause 2 was awesome, but Steven, you hate open world games. Why do you like this open world game?
I don't hate open world games. I hate Ubisoft open world games because they're shit and poorly designed. I like other open world games like the Spider-Man one and
Which
Just
Spider-Man
Cause.
one? Which Spider-Man?
Well, was Spider-Man 2 open? That was pretty open. And then
I think
Ultimate
that's the one.
Spider-Man was pretty cool.
Okay, 2 is the one everyone loves, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Just Cause is it's the difference between it and other open world games for me is that it's much more there's much more emphasis on flying around and just verticality. So you can hijack jets easily and then do like base diving and all this other crazy stuff. And your parachute's infinite, so you can use it and then undo it and then use it again and just keep flying.
Yeah, I mean, they
Just
make the locomotion fun, which is kind of
Exact,
important, especially if you're going to be
exactly.
like, it's, 1,000,000 miles. Well, you better make it fun to get around and not just like, okay. Apparently, they got some ex-Burnout guys to work on the cars too, so the vehicles don't drive like shit, but I don't know why you would want to drive a car
It's the
in
same
that
thing
game.
with that's the same thing with like Saints Row 4. The why would you ever use a car? But that's something I guess. I mean, if they're going to be in the game, they might as well not be terrible.
Yeah.
So that's Xbox One, PS4, PC next year. I'm just glad they finally confirmed it because it seems like there's been like 10 leaks or 10 here's a LinkedIn update and finally they're saying it's real.
so two questions stemmed from that. What kind of location is it? Does it look like the same location as Just Cause 2?
No, it's set in a fake Mediterranean. It's basically fake Italy.
Oh, okay. Is that as good as real Italy?
Better.
Probably not.
Better. My other question is, what is Avalanche doing with Mad Max? It's been a long time since we've heard anything about
What's
that.
I don't even know what the deal is with that movie. I feel like is that movie didn't come out yet, did it?
No.
Okay. When's it? I don't know. I would assume they'd time it with the movie.
Oh, I didn't. I thought it wasn't tied in with the movie, but maybe it is.
Well,
I don't
why?
know.
Yeah, I don't know if the story is, but it seems like they do that anyway.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
re-
people really expected to get Just Cause 3 first and this soon compared to Mad Max. But maybe it needs more work.
I saw Mad Max at E3 2 years ago now. I had a hands-off showing of it, and it looked neat enough. I mean, it looked kind of bland or whatever, but you could tell it was like early in development. But typically, they'd say something about the game,
What
sometime between
what do
then.
you do in it? I mean,
Dude, I
I
can't,
honestly don't think I've seen a single like screenshot or video of it.
man. I can't remember
Drive
what
around.
I can't remember what I did last week. I don't remember what I saw at E3 2013. It was Mad Maxy. I remember that. And
Okay, well,
I
that I
remember
guess
them
I
sniping a guy from a long ways away in the car.
Hmm.
Whatever.
I would maybe. Nah, it's probably not that
You hang
good.
out with Tina Turner, it's fine.
You want to talk about Assassin's Creed? You're deep into it, Brad. He's playing Rogue for review, which came late.
Okay, wait. Can you tell me what Assassin's Creed Rogue is? Because I don't even know.
Assassin's Creed Rogue is the first game in the franchise where you turn your back on the Assassin Brotherhood and you join the Templar Order.
It's a game changer, Steven.
Yeah, you do the
Um,
same thing, but for the other side.
Do you? I
Yeah.
I have very
Pretty
little
much.
knowledge of this series, so
Yeah, no, that's it. I finished it last night. I'm writing my review right now. I'm in the closing paragraphs of it. It's woefully derivative of all the other games in the franchise, and that's really saying something for an annual release. But this is basically Black Flag 2.0. Um,
Why is it coming out at the same time that another Assassin's Creed game just came out?
because Ubisoft doesn't necessarily want to fragment the user base and not give past gen console owners no game to play this holiday season.
So Rogue is a PS3 and 360 exclusive.
It's coming to PC
for
in
now,
early 2015. But
they'll
yes,
probably re-release it on Xbox One and PS4.
honestly,
and Unity is next gen, current gen, whatever.
Yes.
I'm almost certain that they'll re-release Rogue because they essentially reused all of the assets from Black Flag, and since that was on both consoles, I'm sure it would be easy enough to switch right on over to PS4 and Xbox One.
What is the setting of this video game?
So this is really kind of sad. It's like the Northeast, New York, River Valley, North Atlantic area. So like Canada, that area. but all the different settings, there's only one big city, and that's New York, and then the other areas are mostly small coastal islands and outposts and that sort of thing. And even though there's like snow and that sort of stuff, it's you can almost tell that they're like the same islands from Black Flag. They somehow
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
enough of that. They somehow made, in my opinion, the Caribbean feel just like the Northeast.
So that sounds not good at all.
Um, Black Flag was a decent game though. It's
Ah,
It sounds like a downgrade, though. It sounds like why would you even bother playing this? Is what I'm getting at, I guess.
that's the thing. Judging the game as its own, how can you, if it basically is Black Flag again, you can't really say it's worse than Black Flag. But at the same time, should a company get away with more or less releasing the same game as far as systems and mechanics go just twice in a row?
no.
I say no.
I
feel
say
like
no.
standards. I feel like our standards.
Are way too low.
It
Well,
does.
they're low, but like we need them to. We need to be harsh on this sort of stuff. I feel like.
It's really disappointing because the way that they frame the story is really well done. The idea that, hey, we've been playing Assassin's Creed since 2007, and maybe the assassins aren't this altruistic, like perfect organization that they've always been framed as, and the Templars aren't as evil and terrible as they've always been framed as, but maybe there's two sides to each story. Maybe it's a matter of perspective. It does a really good job there, kind of making you think, but then you're just playing Black Flag again.
Black Flag had its own weird story issues with the whole. It basically seemed like a cry for help because you're like working in a video game studio, going back.
That's in this too, right?
So that returns in this one. It also takes place in modern day, except in Black Flag you had like a person on the inside that was like giving instructions that was an assassin, so you were sort of like infiltrating or whatever. This one is just straight Templar. You get all these like data files that are from characters in the past, profiling them, but from a Templar point of view instead of an assassin point of view. So it's interesting to see like kind of the merits that some of these bad guys might have had. And it's what's really disappointing is
Picture the UI
documents and tablets like that, because the how do I want to say this? The Abstergo entertainment in the game is basically just a take on Ubisoft as a whole. And you find these tablets that are like talking about people being disappointed with assets being recycled for new games, which is exactly what's happening in this game. So it's like Ubisoft knows about it and is just making fun of it. It's weird and disappointing and concerning.
No, that's why that game seems so weird. And it's like you can't do a knowing wink and then do it. That's like when you have like parody games that are like, a follow stealth sequence that you can't get too far or too close. These suck, but then they make you do one. It's like you're admitting that this is bad, and you're still making me do it. That's not.
Yeah.
It's not clever or subversive or meta. That's just fucking obnoxious.
It's not satire. It's just performing.
It's replication, basically. Yeah.
For what it's worth, and I forgot to mention this in my review, so I'll have to probably go put in another paragraph. There aren't any eavesdropping missions, and there's only one short tailing mission. So it seems like they kind of took feedback into consideration and did away with that stuff. Now, I don't know how Unity is. Unity could absolutely have all of that stuff, but Rogue doesn't.
That series is so bad.
Well, at least Unity has the glitch where they don't have faces, and that's entertaining as someone not playing the game. So I'm happy about that.
They've been so crazy in their push of like, oh, look at our crazy cool tech in Unity, and it's like, but then it's like, okay, cool, you guys made tech that's really broken and hilarious.
I mean, okay, yeah, like some of it's hilarious, some of it's just plain broken. I mean, there's videos of the I mean, one of the big features is having bigger crowds for Unity, and there's video of it. The frame rate's just crawling. It looks like a slideshow. So that's less funny and more awful. But the
But
one of the
the
guy
like
running on the tightrope is good.
I like the one that looks like someone had like a plastic person suit and they just like dropped it and took it off and it just looks like the character model just looks like a fake person suit just strewn
Dude,
about on the floor.
that woman, kind of like
Yeah.
rubbery woman, flat. I don't even know what the deal is with that, but that's probably my favorite too. Oh, that's so good.
I'm gonna have to go check these out.
You
With
missed
Rogue.
out.
Yeah, I haven't really been in the newsroom or anything the last 2 days because I put like 20 hours into Rogue ever since it showed up Tuesday at 5 p.m. So
Crazy.
haven't really been paying attention to news, haven't been paying attention to anything. I just been looking at my TV. But I did post about one glitch before Rogue came, but then I saw there were entire compilation videos and all that stuff.
It's a good week for glitches with Sonic Boom apparently having come out, and we haven't reviewed it yet because I don't think they even sent out
They
codes
did not.
because
They
it's
did
so
not.
bad.
That's
Like
a good sign, right?
like there was the video of a fucking squid thing just talking into Knuckles' crotch, and then you just see it from the back, his ass view, like
To be-
that disgusting porn angle, and it's
I
just he's talking for like 2 minutes, and then they're like, "There's the bad guy," and it comes in on a ship, and the ship literally turns around and goes away.
It's fucking hilarious.
Apparently, you can
That's-
skip entire portions of the game somehow too with
Okay,
like some
here's
Knuckles
how.
glitch.
Here's how. You press start, and it lets you double jump again every time you press start. So you just like jump over wide gaps you're not supposed to be able to cross. You can skip, yes, huge portions of the game.
How did that not come up in QA?
That's like you would say, oh, anyone. It's like, oh, that's so weird. How would anyone find that out? But that's like such an easy thing to accidentally do that. Of course, someone found that out on the first day. Oh my god.
QA's job is to break games and then get those games fixed. And
They took the day off. Okay.
It took the year off. Okay. There's also that video, which is not a
QA
glitch.
in this economy, no.
the 1 year they didn't do their job.
There's also that video, which is not a glitch, but they just turned all the background like sound effects and background music off, and then just put the characters in like ankle-high water, which just drowns them and kills them. But with each character has their own like drowning voice track, and they're pretty great. It's just blah 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 blah.
I saw that in my inbox last night, and I was Hamza forwarded it, and the title, the subject of the email was "Oh my God." I was like, "Well, I gotta watch this." It's good stuff, man. It's
Some guy, I think it was that post, some commenter got really mad that we were making these articles about funny glitches and not reviewing the game as if that was the trade-off we made. As far as I know, Chris is doing like 10 reviews and one of them is this game, so that is coming, but we could not post these glitches. They're too funny.
And it also kind of warns people as we wait for the review to get out that this game is broken as fuck and you shouldn't buy it unless you're gonna just have fun with it.
Let me say that commenter I'm referencing, he started off by going like, I'm not a Sonic fan, but I like this game. Yeah. So someone out there is enjoying it, we are for a different reason. But
Well, I mean, a lot of people out there are going to enjoy it. Children who get it as Christmas gifts will probably enjoy it, not knowing any better. And, the
sure.
terrifying Sonic fan community, I'm sure will enjoy it somehow. Well,
Is this
in a lot
They'll-
of different ways, some
they'll
of which
love
we don't
that
want to talk
squid.
about.
Knuckles crotch squid scene. Maybe that was just thrown in there as like a nod to them.
It's a commentary on game budgets. Is this the same game as that one with the funny fan art with like the
Yes.
wrapped? Oh, it is. Okay.
Advantages and stuff.
It is
Yeah.
news editor Jordan DeVore.
Do you think I pay attention to? That's why I don't write about these games. I don't know Sonic.
And the other thing is the 3DS game is a whole different game, which might not be bad. It actually might be better. I mean, well, that's not really hard to do, I guess, at this point.
You would hope
From-
so.
From what I played at Judges Week, it was better. It's Boom was not very good. Or no, wait, they're both Boom. Oh, I still have a bone to pick with Sega because they showed us both of those games, and then it was like basically called Sonic Boom 3DS, Sonic Boom Wii U, and then we wrote up our previews and all that stuff. And as the embargo lifted, they changed the name of the games to Shattered Crystal and Rise of Lyric. So everybody's
to pick with Sega.
everybody's previews went live not knowing the actual names of the game. I don't know how that happens.
They're fucking with you. That was what the QA team was doing.
It was a prank, yeah. Yeah. We are tired, it looks like.
Tired of bad games. What else were
I-
we talking about?
I don't have anything. I thought we were going to go off into weird directions, but we ended up staying pretty
Talking
safe
about video
here.
games for once.
We ended up actually doing what we set out to do in theory. So let's end
Good
this.
for us.
Bring on the downvotes. I think they like the weird stuff, but we couldn't do it this week.
Bring on the
I mean-
downvotes.
We got like a third of an episode with a cat. That was pretty fun.
Let's recap the episode right now as we end it now. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry.
Maybe
please. What, Brett?
I was gonna say maybe new editor-in-chief Jonathan Holmes will just axe this show, put us out of our misery.
I don't see that happening.
I like making the show, but I don't think anyone likes.
They won't give us the mercy kill here. We have to continue doing it.
We're prisoners of war.
Thanks for listening. Please check out videos on youtube.com/gtoid. Please check out articles like the ones we referenced in the show, especially the Sonic videos on Destructoid.com. Thanks for listening again. I have to thank you a lot. This was kind of a weird one, but we made it. We didn't have to do the episode twice, so I'm going to count that as a victory.
That's always good.
No
Always
blown
good.
fuses this time.
Bye.